Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your LolCow News Network. I'm your host, Sam, and today is going to be a little different. Today we're going to cover someone who we've never really covered on the channel before. Really, he's a man with no introduction needed. Josh Saunders, also known as KingCobraJFS. Now, for those of you who don't know, he is a self-proclaimed sexy goth bad boy, streamer, songwriter, wand maker, dark wizard. Like, some of these LolCows, man, they are just completely insane. But today we're going to be looking at one of Josh's more popular video types, I suppose one could say. It is cooking, and this time he is going to grace us with some dank crab legs, and man, I could probably go the rest of my life without seeing this, but if I have to suffer, well, unfortunately, that means the rest of you get to suffer with me. Without any other introduction being needed, let's dive right into it and see what good old Cobes is going to do today.
What glorious things are we doing right now on YouTube? We got some snow crab legs that were sent to me by my YouTube fans. And we're going to cook them up for YouTube. That's what the fuck is up, tubes. We're going to start by adding some butter to our pan. And then we're going to add a bunch of other ingredients. Hope you're all having a fantastic evening. Cobra is going to make some snow crab legs. One of my YouTube fans sent me some snow crab legs, and I really do appreciate that. And I figured
To the individual who sent him those crab legs, why on God's green earth would you do this? You know what he's going to do to them, and that's more than likely the reason why you did it. But, you need help for sending him those. That just ain't right, man. I love crab legs, and this is going to hurt to see him butcher.
do a food hack, at least one or two more, out as many as I can while I'm still here in the old spots. Cube of butter. Although that's not going to be enough butter for our crab legs. I got the fan on the stove turned on to a low, and I got the light turned on. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to cook up some delicious snow crab legs. It's going to be delicious. And we've put like lots of butter in there to melt into our pan before we add everything else. That's just fine, YouTube. You know, I might have to put the whole goddamn stick in there because the the crab meat will soak up all the flavor. So who gives a shit? Just throw it in there. Now here's our butter. We're going to melt that in our pan, get it meltified real quick. I'm going to watch that like a hawk. I don't want to burn it. The stove's not turned on super hot, but it's hot enough. Because we're going to boil these crab legs, snow crab legs in dankness.
Oh yeah, so just to clarify, by the way, for those of you who may not know, Cobra is, to our knowledge, still being evicted. I don't know if anything's changed. This was uploaded about a month ago. He did make an upload on Mother's Day, but he didn't really show much of where he was at, so I would say he's probably moved already, and if he hasn't moved already, maybe he got in touch with his landlord and was like, hey, look, man, please, God, don't kick me out, especially if his landlord is as cool as he constantly says.
See what we're growing up some crab legs, or boiling them, I should say. We're gonna crack them with a beer. And the beer we're gonna use for our recipe is Bud Light Platinum.
Oh my god, no, come on, man. If you're gonna do something horrible to that crab, at least use a better beer. Don't use Bud Light. Dear Lord, nobody needs to let this man near a kitchen.
Right now, I'm just gonna take and we're gonna spread. That's melted beautifully. Look at that, excellent. Now to our butter, we're going to add.
Man, I'm gonna have so much video to cut out of just pointless Cobra commentary. And one thing I've noticed too, with his cooking videos is the man just does whatever he wants, for one. And for some reason, and to his credit, unlike most other, YouTube channels who do a lot of cooking style videos and maybe don't have a professional camera set up or whatever, at least he still tries to set his camera up so people can see everything versus, some creators who will just plop it down. You'll see black screen for a minute and then they'll pull it back up and go, all right, here you go. Here's my beef Wellington I made. It's perfect. And they probably bought it at the store.
Add some garlic powder from McCormick's.
Not at the store, but you know what I mean.
Already got it open. And we're just going to add a little bit of garlic powder to it. That's perfect amount. Don't need any more of that. Right?
My God, he said a little bit. That is way beyond a little bit. Cobes, dude, come on, man.
Okay, look at that, beautiful. I'm gonna stir it around. Take that garlic. Now I got the garlic powder and the butter. We're gonna stir that around and make ourselves a homemade garlic butter. Oh, that's nice. Stir that around. Now we're gonna add some stuff. Some lemon juice.
You know, the thing that irritates me the most about this so far is the fact that he is scraping a fork on the bottom of that pot. I don't know why that just gets me as much as it does, but that is not okay. My God, if you are doing anything, just use like a wooden spoon or a plastic spoon. Use anything but a metal fork or even a metal spoon. My man, you're going to damage that pot. You're going to be eating metal shards too. Like, come on.
Got that in there. Nice. Now we're going to add our snow crab. Go ahead and just add the whole goddamn thing in there. And the key to making good snow crab, how do you know when the crab meat is done? When it's redder than Satan's dick. See, right now it's got a nice, beautiful orange color to it. This is our, crab legs you buy at, the grocery stores. And like this, because we're not done adding liquids to it. You already know what's going to happen next. We're going to need some beer. Crack open a Bud Light Platinum. I'm going to pour it in there. Oh, yeah.
So I want to go ahead and point out, this goes without saying, but never take cooking advice from this man. The way you will know if snow crab is done is you generally have to boil it for 5 minutes. And if, you went and bought it fresh, then boil it for 10 minutes. Basically, when the crab legs are kind of pinkish red and the meat is opaque, that's when you know it's done.
In there, son of a bitch. And pour a whole goddamn bottle of that in there. Start off with. But I'm feeling kind of fancy, YouTube, so we're going to add some white wine right here. You can just use whatever white wine, Apothic white, whatever. I happen to grab this Roscato Italia cheap white wine. You know, it don't got to be super fancy to be good. Crack that open. I'm going to pour that white wine on top of our beer and our butter.
Yep, just empty the whole bottle at this point, man. Oh my god. My man's just trying to get a little buzz from the food itself. And yes, I know I popped in the middle of him talking, but I just... Cobra, buddy. And for those of you that don't know, Cobra likes to break his videos up to try to keep people like me from finding it and making videos on him. So, let me see. Here we are. We got the next one ready for us. Let's, man, the thumbnail hides no details on how just gruesome this is, so let's be ready to suffer together.
Right, part 2. Look it up. This right here. Look it up on YouTube, my channel. It's boiling away on them crab legs. Prior to ending part 1, I added a sprinkle more, just a tiny bit more of our garlic salt powder on top. Just kind of went like that real quick.
Man, didn't you already put enough in there to kill about a small army of vampires? Good lord.
You know what I'm saying? The lid's not open. I'm just demonstrating for you purpose-wise. And I took that fork and I stirred it around in that mixture. But then I took a spoon, made the same material as like this fork and right here. And I got it weighing down the crab legs in our mouth. Got a little bit in the glass right there. 1 second. That's a really good white wine for 21 up. It has a really nice white wine consistency and a nice sweetness to it, which I think is going to balance out the saltiness of the garlic powder and the sour of the lemon.
And then what was the point of the whole beer that you put in there? I mean, and the butter, look guys, let's face it, that man barely added any butter, but he loaded it up on garlic and lemon and wine and beer. Again, I think he's just trying to get a buzz off of eating crab.
But, yeah, just kind of periodically check on it. When I said redder than Satan's dick, what I meant was you want these crab shell, the shell on the outside needs to be like red. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know the crab legs are done. You know, let it boil in that delicious mixture. You want to see how I made it or started making it? Check out part 1, son. Making some dank crab legs. This is part 2. Part 3, you'll be seeing me plate them up.
Man, we already watched part 1, and that was one of the biggest mistakes we ever did, just by starting on it. And now we're on part 2, and guess what? After this is part 3, and then part 4, and then after that, you know, I'm going to ask everyone to subscribe, and if you're not, you totally should subscribe. I mean, we have fun here. Subscribe. Do it. Hit the button. Hit the bell notification. All right, I'm sorry. I'm done goofing around, I promise.
Part 4, we're going to let them try them. Let them see how they do. Part 3 is going to be plating them, let them cool off. These crab legs is smelling pretty good, yo. I'm not going to add any more garlic powder to the mix because I was sampling the liquid while boiling it up. The lemon was overpowering, so it needed just a pinch more garlic powder to kind of even it out a bit, you know what I'm saying? But that was just my personal opinion. You can see the spoon right there holding it down, doing its job. This pan was just a little bit bigger. It could have made it work, but that's all good. It's all good. This ain't gonna hurt nothing. But check this out, YouTube. Dank snow crab part 2. We're cooking up.
Oh man, yeah, we're cooking up nightmares is what we're cooking up here, Josh. But let's get into part 3 because at this point, how much worse can this stuff get? I don't even know why I'm asking that kind of question.
Check out the snow crabs. When it boiled down to a point where the spoon was exposed, I took it out and put it in the sink. Now we're just gonna let those snow crab legs boil in that mixture until that level goes pretty down nice and low. I've been drinking a little bit of Bud Light Platinum, so don't mind me. Look at these dang snow crab legs. Not gonna lie, tubes, it's smelling pretty good. It smells good, and all that butter and white wine and beer is gonna seep into the cracks of the crab legs and like taint the meat, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping will happen anyways. And crab legs are kind of a pain in the ass to eat, but I digress. People are like, what the fuck does your meat look like? And I'm like, it's looking fantastic. Here's what's left of that fire mead. There was like about that much left in the wine jar. I just mixed it with a whole bunch of shit. Call it a day, man. Yeah. You know, that crab legs are gonna...
Don't even get me started. If any of you watching don't know, Cobra tried to make mead at home. Now look, I know how to make mead. I've done it for years. I love it. It is easily one of my favorite wines. You know, it's just a nice, simple, honey-based wine. It's very easy to make for the most part. But I don't think Josh really did the research that's needed on how you make that, because every way he went about it was wrong, to the point that I'm convinced this boy has dysentery. I mean, seriously, Cobes, go to a doctor, find out if you have dysentery, because if you do, then I may or may not have won a bet.
Boil in the buttery wine beer mixture until that liquid gets down pretty low. And if I wanted to make some butter sauce for it, it'd be real easy. Just get like a little bowl and
Man, I remember the last time I went to Red Lobster. I've never been left more confused at a restaurant, because I went there, and every time I go there, I almost always order the same thing, but this time I was like, you know what, I'm going to get some lobster while I'm here. Told the waitress. They were out of lobster, and the only thing I could think was, how is this restaurant called Red Lobster? And I mean, I get it, you know, you get enough people in that day asking for a specific thing, they're going to run out, but it's just kind of funny, you know, a restaurant that's known for having really what I can only call back then affordable lobster. They were out of lobster. I was a little bummed, but you know, they had some other stuff that looked pretty good. I got my normal, and it was a good time. And the waitress was absolutely amazing the entire time, super attentive, 10 out of 10 waitress. You know, I forgot what I was saying. I don't know if you guys have figured out yet or if I've said it yet, but yes, I am indeed quite sick right now. So, mental capacities are not fully firing off as it presently stands. Please send help.
pop some butter in there, melt it in the microwave, pull that out, and you got melted butter to dunk your crab into. Pretty straightforward. You gotta break the shell off the crab to get to the meat. That's the only thing about it, but it is a delicious treat. Brewed for the night, you f***ing wankers. I've been checking on it periodically. That's how I know when the spoon started to surface just barely above in the last couple of videos. It's not overcook it, but it is gonna soak those crab legs, snow crab legs, in a buttery white wine beer flavor. That is just rock star.
And don't forget the ungodly amount of garlic and other horrifying things you've probably put in there off camera.
Are delicious, hopefully. No guarantees. Half the time I have no idea how the flavor combo is going to turn out. I just fucking, that's like 98% of my cooking. I just throw it in there. Yeah. And some of these recipes I come up with, if they're dank enough, I'd host to them at my own personal cocktail party, if you know what I'm saying. Dankest drinks, the most delicious food, and good company. Cheers. Dude, if they made a fucking scented candle that smelled like the crab legs I'm cooking right now, dude. Like straight up fucking lobster just comes out with the seafood candle, right?
My God, he is absolutely hammered at this point. You can tell just by the way he's talking. But, you know, he's been building these crab legs up, and guys, if you don't know anything about Cobra, he, without a doubt in my mind, has overcooked these. So let's just see the horrifying concoction.
Check out those crab legs. Turn that off. Let the burner cool down. The juices have practically gone to the bottom of the pan. There is some perfectly good looking steamed snow crab legs. We'll let this cool off. When the stove is completely cooled off and these crab legs are done steaming, I'm going to rinse them off in cold water and plate them. Because of all that butter, part 3 or part 4, whatever part we're on, I let them.
More like a potion of just eldritch horrors, that's what it is. There is no way a human can eat this and not die.
Cool off. Cheers, YouTube. We made these delicious snow crab legs. These are looking fantastic. They're not as orange as they were. They're a little bit orange, as you can see, but they're redder in color, as you can see. Look at that steam action, fresh snow crab legs, cooked in beer and white wine. Oh yeah, look at that. You like this kind of content? Hit the like, subscribe, get the notification bell, subscribe for more. Let's see if the camera will fog up.
Man, you know, I really feel like growing up, Cobra was allowed to make weird concoctions and, you know, eat them. And his parents never said anything. They weren't like, Josh, that's gross. You shouldn't do that. Oh, no. Instead, they just seemed to be like, you know what? Eat what you want to eat, man. It's fine. It's not fine. Nothing about it is fine. Now, unfortunately, that is going to come to the end of this video because, well, Josh hasn't posted part 5 showing him actually eating the crab legs. This was posted well over a month ago. He's been relatively quiet. I assume it's probably because, you know, he's doing his best to try to either get into housing if he wasn't able to find something within that time frame, or maybe he moved in with his dad and his dad was like, hey, none of that YouTube crap in my house. I could see either one being a very real possibility. But with all that being said, guys, if you like the video, please do like, subscribe, comment, because as always, there will be more in the future. Hit that bell notification and hit the share button. It really helps out the channel. Anyway, guys, I will see you all in the next one, and this is Sam signing off.